Welcome to Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. This is Alan Braslow, your host. And I have with me today Dave Semless. Dave is the president of the board for the Voorhees Animal Orphanage. I've had the privilege of knowing Dave for going on probably 10 years now.
Wow.
Dave, before we get started talking about Voorhees Animal Orphanage, we all have a story as to how we managed to get ourselves into this wonderful world of rescue. Tell us about how you got involved.
Well, I've been a Voorhees resident now for 33 years, and I was actually living at the corner, and I would hear the dogs in the morning when they put them out, okay? And then one day, coming out of the Acme, there was a table set up there, looking for volunteers, et cetera, et cetera. One thing led to another, and I became a volunteer, and still am. I actively walk dogs, try to at least 3-4 times a week. During the summer, a little less, but one thing led to another with that, and I got invited to be on the board, and yada, 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 and here we are today. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Question always comes up when when I talk to folks about Voorhees Animal Orphanage, because we have Camden County Rescue, we have Animal Welfare Association, which is like right around the corner from you folks, and we have the Voorhees Animal Orphanage. What's different about, because there is a big difference and a lot of people don't realize it, what's the difference between the Voorhees Animal Orphanage, let's say, and right around the corner, Animal Welfare?
You know, there is confusion all the time between the two, and I always tell people, hey, we're all doing good stuff. The big difference is we're your local shelter, and what I mean by that is the Voorhees Animal Orphanage contracts out with 14 municipalities within Camden County. We actually share Camden County with the Camden County Animal Shelter. We represent 40% of the municipalities. So that being said, anything that animal control brings in, owner surrender, strays that are within our municipalities, they're coming to us. What else is different? When we have extra capacity, we actually reach out. So just last week, Burlington County was filled. And, you know, tough decisions have to be made when these shelters get filled. We pulled 8 dogs last week out of Burlington County. We go into Philly Act. And when we have the capacity, we'll pull from there. We've gone into the Newark, New Jersey system, up to Bergen County. So when we have the capacity, we're pulling as well as receiving from our municipalities. We've also gone down south and brought dogs in from down south. So in essence, as much as we're a local shelter, we're a global shelter. So we're doing great stuff. We really are. So we've become a real, we used to operate on an island. Now we're operating with rescues all over the place. We're operating with all the other shelters and with the community at large. We're going into the schools and doing education programs. We're with the cats. We're in the PetSmarts, the pet values. So we're doing all kinds of great stuff, and because of this, the animals and the public are reaping the rewards. We've more than doubled our adoptions over the past couple of years. We hit over 1,000 animals this past year. So
That's amazing.
It is.
Amazing.
It's amazing. You know, we only have 65 kennels, and to do that, it's crazy.
So a lot of turn. Now, one of the things that I admire about the operation is the team that you have there. I'm very familiar with the cats because my wife's involved with the cats.
Absolutely.
And it's amazing how they evaluate the cats, and they know every cat, and they know its personality, and they know where it'll fit and where it won't. The part that really amazes me is what you've done with the dogs, especially over the last year. And is it what Raphael and Lori? Tell the folks a little bit about that, because a lot of times they don't realize that you go to a rescue, you go to a shelter, and you're looking for a dog that fits your family.
Correct.
And it doesn't have to be a puppy. Puppies don't fit everybody's family. A lot of times adults and or seniors. But talk a little bit about what Raphael and Lori do when they're evaluating the dogs.
Every dog that comes into us first gets evaluated, and by Raphael and Lori. Raphael is our senior dog handler and trainer. Lori is our kennel manager. They do a fantastic job evaluating temperament, evaluating our clientele that comes in to match. Okay, and you're absolutely right. Not everybody wants a puppy. Puppies are a lot of work.
Yes, they
All
are.
right, and a lot of our dogs, most of our dogs actually, are not puppies, and you get the right fit. It's an easy transition. A lot of the times they go right in, and the dogs are so happy. They realize they're being saved and rescued actually, and they go into these homes, and not only, you know, I can say, hey, we see the responses. Not only are the people saving the dogs, but a lot of times these dogs are saving the people from one thing or another, and it's amazing. It's very, very cool. But getting back to Lori and Raph, they take these dogs, they socialize them, they put them into packs and play groups. We don't do same-day adoptions with dogs. We really like to do background checks on the people that are adopting our dogs and cats. We like to know they have good veterinarian backgrounds. Make sure that they are taking their previous pets to the vets. It's a big responsibility to have a pet. It really is, and I've come to that understanding that, you know, people have to be able to afford to have a pet.
It's interesting. You know, one of the things that comes up.
I got off the topic of Raph, but
No, but I've watched him work with the dogs, and it makes me think of something else that comes up. Pet stores, which are selling puppy mill dogs, whether they want to admit it or not, they love to say, well, you don't know what you're getting. When we come back, I want to do a deep dive into what your opinion is of what happens with the dogs and why you're going to get a good dog, especially from Voorhees Animal Orphanage, because of the evaluations. We're going to take a quick break for a commercial, and then we'll be right back with Dave Semless. Again, this is Alan Braslow, Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. See you in a few minutes.
Simply Gents, located in Marlton, New Jersey, takes care of all your grooming needs, including haircuts, straight razor shaves, massages, facial, manicures, pedicures, and waxing. To find more information or book an appointment, visit us online at www.simplygents.com. The secret weapon of a well-groomed man, Simply Gents.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more.
Today's show was brought to you by Alicia Kelly of White Horse RV Center in Williamstown, New Jersey. Alicia is your RV expert. Contact Alicia at alicia@whitehorserv.com or give her a call at 856-262-1717, extension 203. When you think of RV, think Alicia Kelly.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to give a sub some sizzle, this is the way. The way it's always been. The way it always should be. The way it always will be. Because that's just the way it's supposed to be. Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Extra Innings is the nation's premier indoor baseball and softball training center, featuring indoor batting cages, 7 multi-use tunnels, and training rooms. Extra Innings can provide professional instruction, private and group lessons, and the best year-round clinics. Along with a nationally recognized pro shop that features the latest and widest selection of equipment and apparel, our experienced staff can provide you with the right instruction and help you find the best equipment for your ability and budget. Extra Innings, where the game never ends.
Today's show has been sponsored by More Than Gifts. Come see our new location in Marlton, New Jersey. Not just gifts, but more. Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Welcome back to Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. Again, it's Alan Braslow, I'm your host, and I have with me Dave Semless, who is president of the board for the Voorhees Animal Orphanage. Just before we took a break, I was about to ask Dave a question. I want to get his opinion. We run into, as you know, in rescue, the pet stores, the puppy mill stores, are always criticizing. They say, you get a second-class dog when you go to a rescue. You're getting, they say, you're taking out the trash. We give you all these great dogs, even though they're sick and they have genetic defects. Tell us a little bit about the dogs that come in and how you would answer them. I mean, I had a call the other day from someone who said to me, can you help me find a home for my dog? We're having a baby and we can't have the dog anymore, which was, I don't even want to get going on that. You know where I am on that.
Right.
So tell us, Dave.
We get all different situations. People, just last week, we had, crazy it sounds, I believe they're 12 and 10. 2 dogs that were just turned in. These people lost their home. Okay? What do? You know, I don't know what their situation was, how deep they looked within their family for help or whatever, but that's what we're there for. So nothing wrong with these guys. In fact, we'll try to adopt them out together. And that happens often. The baby situation happens often. What happens often is, come June, July, it's crazy. This is when we get the 6-month-old, 7, 8-month-old big dogs that come in because they were cute as puppies at Christmas time.
I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, and it's kind of cyclical. And, you know, people go, oh, it's such a great puppy, but all of a sudden, hey, they didn't expect an 80-pound whatever. And nothing wrong with the dog. Maybe it outgrew their apartment or their situation, or it's not what they expected. Nothing wrong with the dog at all. Really.
Now, some of the dogs, I know you also take in the dogs that are brought in by animal control
Yes.
and whatever. Talk a little bit about some of the things that are done with the dogs. I know the treadmilling and
Sure.
the evaluations.
Sure. We have, when the dogs come in from animal control or from wherever, they go through an evaluation process, and then we have a color code system, okay? Because we are a volunteer-based organization. Yes, we have about 15 staff that maintain operations, et cetera, but we are truly also a volunteer-based organization where your wife and her crew handling the cats, and we have another crew handling the dogs, and everything from walking the dogs to taking them out in the yards to bed down. But it's all socialization, getting these dogs ready for their forever homes, and it's good stuff. We're color coded green, orange, yellow, blue, okay? And the volunteers also are rated accordingly, and this matches up with the dogs that they can handle to take out. I'm a yellow dot dog handler, so I can take out a green or an orange dot, all right? Blue dot is staff only or permission on particular dogs, case by Raffergory.
And you train, everyone's trained, and they go through evaluations, and they're observed to make sure they're not going to get themselves in trouble.
It's all for safety for both the dogs and the people. Obviously, we don't want to set up our dogs to fail. That's what I like to say. So, hey, you know, think. As a volunteer, think. Be safe. Protect yourself. Protect the dog you're handling. You know, because traffic, all this. All of our operations are set up for flow and safety.
Tell me a little bit about, because I'll be in trouble if I don't ask this question,
Go ahead.
about the cats, and how you promote the cats in other places as well. and
Yeah,
what
the
goes on with
cats. I mean, it's incredible. I mean, our volunteer base with the cats, they're so dedicated. Bill Romaine is our cat manager, and he does an excellent job with the volunteers. I believe it's 3 pet values and a pet smart. It might be another one in there that I'm missing, plus our own facility. So we have kittens and cats at all these facilities, and the outside facilities are all staffed by volunteers. All right, so it's not paid staff. They're doing this out of the goodness of their hearts. And outside of that, I think we have roughly 200 kittens right now, because it is kitten season, going through our foster network, ready for adoption. So, typically they have to be, you would know better than me, but typically, 8 weeks, we're holding the kittens in our foster care before they're going into or up for adoption. So
To the cat part, which really amazes me, I know my wife and the other volunteers, they're out at 6 o'clock in the morning. I know the PetSmart in Marlton. They are there at 6 o'clock in the morning,
Cleaning
cleaning,
the litter, yeah.
socializing, bringing loads of laundry home to clean that so that they're taken care of, because it's an everyday type of event, 365 days out of the year.
right.
I was amazed that there are people at the PetSmart, for instance, at 6 o'clock in the morning. The fact that some of the volunteers, they bottle feed these kittens. This is a very serious operation. They socialize them.
I was there. Animal Control came in one day when I was there, came in with a dog and a kitten. The Animal Control officer out of Winslow was holding the kitten up to the heater vent. Still had the cord on it. It was, hours old, okay? And the other kittens, she found it in a window well. And the other kittens
Hadn't made it.
hadn't made it. And Eileen Stukas, what happened to be coming there, one of our dedicated cat people, and took care of that kitten.
Yeah, I know Eileen likes to take all the ones that are very young, need to be bottle fed and taken care of.
Oh yeah, hey, I'm sure that cat's thriving somewhere right now.
For those of you who want to get involved, it's really interesting because you can find the niche that is important to you. If you're a cat person, you'll find many different ways to volunteer and to take care of the cats and the kittens. If you're a dog person, I've met folks there that are dog walkers. That's
Right.
all they like to do.
Right, that's what I like to do.
And they get their exercise. They're there
That's
at
it.
lunchtime for an hour, and they know they are there to walk the dogs.
You don't need a gym, just go there and walk dogs.
A lot
But-
less expensive too, make donations though. That
Yeah.
offset the gym with the donations you make.
But if you're interested in becoming a volunteer, that's correct. We need volunteers constantly because, hey, volunteers come and go. Volunteers have their own hours. And we have all different needs, not only cat, dog, but we do a lot of events. So if you want to sit at the table, we need people to hand out literature and work our tables at the events, at the malls, at the dine and donates. We need people that know marketing to help our marketing person. We have a director of marketing and fundraising, and we definitely need help there. One person can only do so much, so you need a team.
Talking about marketing, the big event, I want to get into fundraising with you
Sure.
a little bit later, but and how to cover the costs for a rescue. There's a big event coming up in October.
Yep.
And I know you're looking for more vendors to participate.
We are.
And talk about, it's called Wolfstock. It's the 20th anniversary.
Yes.
Talk about Wolfstock.
Wolfstock, this is, I've been involved with the shelter myself about 5-6 years now, something like that. But Wolfstock's grown every year since I've been in it. This is our 20th year. Last year was our biggest ever. It was fabulous. We had over 4,000 people attend. And it's a dog-friendly, pet-friendly event. You can bring your dog as long as it's not retractable leashes, hard leashes, we recommend. And you'll see every breed under the sun walking through that place. It's incredible. We have an alumni parade led in by the Furco String Band. Chef Poon's there doing food carving and all that kind of stuff.
My little girl who's lying next to me, who people can't see right now, who's asleep on the floor, is an alum.
There you go. She'll be in the parade.
Yeah, she'll come in.
It's very cool. We had about 100 and some odd vendors last year, and we do need vendors. We have about a half a dozen different food vendors of all different kinds. And then we're open free to rescues. So we had about 30, 40 rescues, everything from cats to dogs to miniature horses last year.
Yeah, I remember.
So-
And the venue's a good venue. It's at Centennial Park in Voorhees.
Yes.
And plenty of parking. Voorhees does an incredible job of helping out with this. There's 4,000 people. If you're a business and you do business
It's
in
great
this area,
exposure.
you've got to be crazy not to be there, because the cost is negligible for
It
the
is.
exposure that you get to the people who will buy your services once they know you're dog friendly.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. Restaurants to craft to insurance to whatever. If you're a local business, this is a place to get some immediate exposure. Last year, actually, we had a couple of the Flyers that attended, and since we are in Flyer country, it'd be great to get some of the Phillies and the Eagles out. I don't know if we're working on that, but hopefully we are.
Yeah, that'd be good. Probably the Phillies, well, hopefully they have a good season, so maybe they'll be a little busy.
True.
But I'm not hoping. I'm being realist, not hoping. They may be available. You never know. Talk a little bit about the staff and the director and the experience, because I've had
Wow.
the privilege of work, and I think she needs to get a lot of credit, because she came in, how long ago to Dawn?
Dawn is our director of operations. Dawn Mason's been at the shelter before me, 7, 8 years, I think now, and Dawn started, I believe, at the front desk. She's done everything. The shelter's had its up and downs through the years, and every time we've had a shake up, there was Dawn to fill in and keep us going and all that. And about going on, I don't know, a year and a half, 2 years now, we had one more blip, and we said, hey, Dawn's our person. She's always there, and she knows the game, and the people love her, the staff love her, and you know what? In this world, you don't work at a shelter for money. You work at it out of passion, and yeah, you got to pay your bills. But our staff there, I'll tell you, they're dedicated and they're there when we need them, and you know, we've had some occurrences where the staff's had to step up, and they've done it every time. Plus, the volunteers are always there again. You know,
Really good people. I love working with Dawn. She's the calming effect there. Even though she may not feel it internally, she calms everybody down. I want to talk, we're going to take a quick break, and I want to talk to you a little bit about how to keep the shelter funded, and what's going on with new buildings and all the exciting things, so that you can actually get the job done. Ashton just woke up and said it's time to take a break. We're going to take a quick commercial break, and then we'll be back with Dave Semless from the Voorhees Animal Orphanage. This is Alan Braslow, your host on Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. See you in a few.
Today's show is sponsored by Hargrove Demolition, your demolition experts. Hargrove is a family-owned and operated business right here in the southern New Jersey area, bringing you 45 years of demolition expertise. Hargrove has all your demolition needs, from emergency demolition service to demolition equipment rental. Hargrove is one of the state-approved recycling facilities right here in the southern New Jersey area. No job is too big or too small for Hargrove Demolition. Contact them today at one of their 3 locations.
When I was injured, I couldn't play basketball for my entire sophomore year.
After years of wear and tear, I knew something was seriously wrong with Deja.
Young athletes are still growing. They need specialized care only available here at Dayton Children's.
I wanted the best care for Deja because I wanted her to return to the thing that she loves to do, and that's basketball.
At Dayton Children's Sports Medicine, we're treating tomorrow's champions.
Right care.
Right now.
Right here.
Dayton Children's.
Just right for kids.
When it's time for Jersey Mike's to make a really great sub, this is what we do. It's what we've been doing. It's what we've always done. It's what we'll always do. So what are you doing? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Today's show has been sponsored by Farmers Insurance in Voorhees, New Jersey. To protect your assets and the people you love, call Mike Skoranek, your local Farmers Insurance agent, at 856-336-2553.
We are farmers.
Welcome back to Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. Again, this is Alan Braslow, your host, and I'm with Dave Semless, President of the Board for Voorhees Animal Orphanage. We were just having a good time during the break playing with an alum from Voorhees Animal Orphanage. In fact, Ashton, you want to sit up and say hello? Maybe? Come on. Here we go. This is one of the rescues from Voorhees Animal Orphanage. To those people who criticize and say you never know what you're getting when you get a rescue dog, Ashton is 7 years old. She has been sitting with us this entire time, kind of like hanging out. All she wants is to be petted and to be loved. So this is typical of what comes out of a rescue. I know her because she was a friend of mine's rescue until he passed away. She's 7 years old and moved in with us. And this is the personality. This is the type of personality that you get. Just a real sweetheart. And so Dave and I are taking a break. One of the challenges that you run into, Dave, which we know, at Voorhees Animal Orphanage, is that the building is old.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I've been there putting doors back together and whatever. And there's a need to replace the building.
Yes, there is.
And talk a little bit about that, because it has to happen. We can't let this place continue the way it is.
That's our mission. We really got to get that done. We started a capital campaign the end of January, precisely to raise the money for the building. Right now, when I got involved on the board a couple years ago, we were operating roughly $150,000 in the red every year, and you can't sustain that loss for too long and stay in business. Through different operational changes and different more fundraising, right now we're at a break-even point, which is fabulous. I mean, for a shelter/rescue to be at a break-even, I think is a good accomplishment for what we're doing. But that being said, we still need a new building. The efficiencies that we have are awful. I mean, outside of insurance, the people getting rich are the utility companies. We're held together with duct tape and a little super glue, and the wind blows through the place, and it's a lot of heating and air conditioning that goes on there, and sucks up a lot of juice. The way we get our money currently is we contract out with 14 municipalities. They pay us a nominal fee for our services. We take whatever comes in, once again, from those municipalities via animal control or the public. Outside of that, it's donations. We're really a donation-based organization. We don't receive any funding from state or federal. We just started currently working with the county, and we're hopeful that the county will help us out.
Well, regarding county, you actually take in half of the dogs in the county. So
we do.
The Camden County Animal Shelter does a really good job.
They do.
But you're doing the other 50%.
Correct.
And you're not getting any funding yet.
No.
So that needs to change.
Yes, we're working with various county personnel, and we're hoping that they'll see, hey, we're doing the same thing that they are. Plus, we want to add in a spay and neuter function that we're not doing right now, and that's a major cost to us. Our veterinarian bills going out a year, or this year, will be over $100,000. And if we had our own in-house, that cost could be cut dramatically.
You could also do what they do at Camden County, which
Absolutely.
is spay neuters for other individuals. The shame of it is that there is more than enough opportunity to provide those services between yourselves and Camden County and AWA. Having that operation would not be bad.
No, it would be great. It would be great because as we fill up, we have to, as part of our services, we spay and neuter every cat and dog that goes out, shots, the whole gamut. And at times we're backed up because the other locations that we use via the AWA or Camden County or other veterinarian services that are provided to us or maybe filled. Their capacity. So the fact that we would have our own would definitely be an aid. It would also be another service we could provide the public.
I think you brought some pictures with you of what the facility looks like now, and it never ceases to amaze me that you get that Voorhees Animal Orphanage gets the job done.
We do.
When they're challenged with some of their facilities. Okay, Dave. Here, if you'll take, talk a little bit about the pictures as they come up.
What you're looking at, this is our kennels, and right in the center of our kennels, you'll see our washer and dryer.
A washer and a dryer.
But we have another set as well, and they run continuously. That's the other side. So in essence, we're one long wing, and being one long wing is not really the best situation for a rescue. Being an open intake shelter, sometimes dogs come in that are sick, all right, and we have to go into a quarantine section. But still, the way we're set up, airborne disease can flow through, so we have to be very careful in what we do there. And operationally, we've learned, and we've been able to protect a lot of our animals doing this kind of stuff. But if we had a new building, we'd have 3 different wings. We have the design done. We just need the funding to build this building. And it would be much safer, much healthier, and a better situation for the public and the animals.
I think some more pictures coming. Now,
this is
your incredibly large and modern. I'm saying that sarcastically. Office.
And that's some of our staff sitting there doing their work, because we don't have any other office space.
Well, the left side is one desk and one chair.
Right, and that's Kathleen, I believe Bill's sitting there, and Kevin's probably sitting at the desk.
And the dogs come through here, they come walking through to go outside to be shown at times?
No, we've changed our operations for safety for that. The dogs never come through the office. They're always taken through the outside run area. But this is the entrance into that office. What is it, a 12 by 12 building that the public walks into? Come on, guys. We're a community shelter. You know, we need the community to step up and help us get what we need. You know, we have outbuildings. On the left is our food shed. And I like to say all of our food is donated. It's great. We don't purchase any food. It all comes from the public. I'm amazed. I'll be there walking dogs on a weekend.
Oh, here's one of your pups.
There you go.
Another one looking for a home.
Yep, and I'm sure he's gone already. But these are all of our runs are inside-outside runs.
Looks like you need a new building.
We do.
How much money are you looking to raise?
We're looking to raise about 1.5 million. That would do the job for us. We're a third of the way there. And we need to get this done. The way we're planning on doing it, the new building will go in front of our existing shelter, so where you just saw the Voorhees Animal Orphanage sign, basically right there. We might have to go right into the current cattery, but this way we won't displace our current operations as the building goes
So
up.
you build and then just build back as you
Exactly, and then we'll take one section of the runs at a time and handle it, so we can keep everything flowing and keep intake moving and keep the animals flowing in and out. That's the name of the game.
It doesn't stop.
It doesn't. I'm amazed at that. You know, we were just talking about that. You know, with what you do, and I said, hey, do you ever see an end game? And you don't. It's endless. It's endless. And you know, we'd like to think, hey, the numbers started looking a little soft with our municipalities, and then spring came and they exploded again, and it's crazy.
So you could probably use a couple of good angels.
We do.
Somebody who could write a nice check and do the right thing.
Please go onto our website at www.vaonj.org. And to be a volunteer, you can click on the volunteer site there. Also, you'll see our capital campaign. We do have naming rights. We're looking to sell off naming rights on everything. You want to have your name on a bench. You want to name your a yard after a dog, a cat, your hamster. We're here for you.
It's a legacy.
It's a legacy.
It really is.
It is. It is. If you want to name the shelter after your family, you know, it's there.
And
So
you would think too, in our community,
yes,
there's the money is out there. It's just a matter of getting the message out, and so people understand that all the good that's done by Voorhees Animal Orphanage. And I mean, $5 helps, $10 helps, $5,000 helps. Somebody wants to give an endowment.
yes. I mean, and that's how we were funded. When I said we were operating at $150,000 loss for a number of years, and you go, wow, how can you afford to do that? Well, fortunate for us, a handful of people left us some serious money. Well, that will only last so long.
Right.
All right, but we've sustained, and we have a big chunk of that still, and to move forward with, and now we need to get the difference. But just jumping in real quick, our friend Jeff Nash, who we're working with the county, he brought to our attention that 75% of Camden County residents are pet owners.
If you could get $1 from every pet owner, wouldn't that be nice?
$1, $5, whatever.
$5, yeah, something,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Dave, I want to thank you.
My pleasure. My pleasure.
I enjoy working with you over the years. Folks, we really need to step up. Now is when we need some help for Voorhees Animal Orphanage. That new building, folks like, I talk about my dog, folks like Ashton.
Ashton is a folk.
This is the part of the families they need to have a place like Voorhees Animal Orphanage, which steps up and rescues them. Real quick, Dave, before we sign off, how can they contact again? What's the website?
www.vaonj.org, or you can visit us on Facebook, Voorhees Animal Orphanage. Like us on Facebook. We have about 48,000 followers and growing. Once again, if all our followers just gave us $5-10 a piece, that would be great too.
You would be there.
You know, wow, yeah,
Well,
we would be. But we'll get there. We'll get there, and I thank you, Alan. This is great, and love to do it again with you.
No, that'd be great. On behalf of Ashton and myself, I want to thank Dave from Voorhees Animal Orphanage for stopping by today and joining us. This is Pet Patrol, Protector of the Pack. Thanks, folks. Write those checks. We need the money to help VAO.
That's it. Thank you.
Take care now.